Hello, always Dizzy here. Going to start with puzzle streak of 41 before I play any games, as I always do. We'll start at the 1 minute mark. A later stream tonight because I've been busy. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, going to start in about 10 seconds. I am out of shape. Probably just need to stretch. Okay, here we go. 1 minute in. Yesterday was not a good session. So I'm hoping I can improve on that today. I am white. Fork. Push. Just have to be careful with this. No, still good. Check. Fork. Fork here. I'll be up the exchange. I can go back to E4, E5. Win the bishop. Take, and then I can do the same to him. I could promote and then check, take. Yeah, we can do that. I'm live, right? Yeah, nobody's here. So I can create a discovery. Can I win the H8 rook? Check. These are hard. I'm just a little, I guess I can give a check. I was gonna go here and then grab the queen. I mean the bishop, was my queen. But we would still be down a pawn, so I'm thinking I might go rook h3. Rook h3, king g8, queen h5. It's threatening mate. You can push the f pawn. I think his moving the f pawn is the only way to stave off mate. So f6. Hello, Federico. f6. I wonder if I have queen g6. Okay, I'm gonna play this and look at what's the engine. I'm not 100% sure of the continuation, but I was originally going to just grab the bishop, but I'm down a pawn there. Yeah, it ends too soon. I'm not surprised. So f6. I was thinking queen g6. But that doesn't work. Oh, 92 amongst other moves. I don't like this puzzle. This is terrible. I hate this puzzle. It ends too soon. That's why it's rated like this. This ain't simple. You can also start with taking on f6. This is not simple, is it? So is it all about this discovery? Is that what this is all about? Wait, what's the best move here? Queen h7. Yeah, it's about this discovery. Ugh, that's hard. I'm downvoting it. It ends too early. Okay, check. King h2. And then we take the queen. Check, and we can take his bishop. Win the queen. Ooh, well, take, and then we'll be up a bishop for 2 pawns, so. We have check after, you know, take. Now, it's possible he tries to mate me. I might have bishop f4. So it takes check. And I'm going to win the bishop. Yeah. Actually, I might have, maybe knight f4 is is better. They both seem to work, though. They both seem to work. Maybe g5 is a problem. If I go knight f4, g5. Knight f4, g5, rook f3. Check. Is a problem. Yeah, so I think we're going bishop f4. Black. Ah, the mosquitoes got me tonight. I'm down a rook. I have 3 pawns for a rook. Can I take? No, he just recaptured. What am I doing? Shit. I hate bugs. I've got 94, but if he doesn't take the queen, what do I have? Hello, Nanda. What's for lunch? Thanks for the sub, Nanda. Hey, please don't suggest moves as it says up here. Okay, I've got to block this guy or timeout. 10-minute timeout. Please don't suggest moves. People don't listen. Puzzle streak record? Well, I only do 41. I do, like, 41 is my warm-up. But this one has me perplexed. Hello, Divya. Maybe I can. Maybe I can take and then knight a5 check. He can't take here because of the fork. So knight a5 and then my rook comes to b8. Although there's queen a3, but then I have a fork here. Yeah, okay. So we're down a pawn. If I take the knight, his bishop is under attack. He doesn't have time to take my bishop. He would have to recapture, and then I have his Wishenzo. Beautiful. That's a lovely puzzle. Might take with the king, because I'm threatening to promote. Losing the knight doesn't really bother me. I can just recapture, and then I'm promoting. If he takes with the bishop, same. Is it same thing? Oh, you saw the queen pre-move checkmate video. Yeah, it's pretty cool, hey. I don't get too many chances to practice it. Hello, Vivek. A lot of new faces here tonight. But yeah, I think I want king c2. Yeah, and if bishop takes, if rook takes, we take and then we push. If bishop takes, can I still take? Is the $1 million question. And then king c3. Possibly, I'm not sure. I don't know. Is there something simpler? Well, we have to take the queen with the king. We're just getting mated otherwise, so we might as well play that first. And he does take with the bishop. Can I attack his rook? Can I afford to give away this pawn? I don't think I can. I don't know. My 2 pawns can probably stop his 3, and then I don't know. That does look good for white, but there might be something similar. Simpler rather. I mean, this is a move that you would think. And then king c3. If king d6, can I go b5? King f8. Then I have Javoretsky pawns. Takes, king c3. What else could he do? Let's say he goes back to d8. Then I could bring the king up maybe. Or b5. King f8. Again, I could bring up the king or play c6. I don't know if he can. His king might be able to get there in time. I don't know. There's rook d4, king c3. Because both lines seem good for white. And then, yeah, rook d6. And I can keep putting the king up, right? King c4, king f8, king c5, king e7, b5. But his king is getting quite good there. I don't know. King e8. Push. King c8. And I don't think I can progress there. I mean, the only other move that makes sense to me is c7. Right? Rook c8. Takes, check. King b3. Say f5. Oh, it's so hard. But it looks good though, because he's going to have trouble. He's going to end up most likely with one passed pawn here. And then, Nico, please don't suggest moves. With one, I have chat open, so please don't suggest moves. You end up with this, and then I'll have these 2 pawns. And then I can sack the rook for the pawn when I need to. And then these should roll. So I'm going to play c7 here. Oh, yeah. And then, okay. Oh, it ends too early. That's not simple. That's not simple. It should have kept going, but yeah, it's because I'm going to have the A and the B pawn, and then I can sack my rook for one of his. He's going to end up with one passed pawn most likely on the other side there. That was underrated for sure. Neko, why didn't rook takes d4 work? Because I think his king gets in. His king and the rook can stem off my two pawns. My king will be behind those two pawns. I think that's why. Okay, can I take here? No. Check, and then the queen comes in. We are black. Just first seeing if I can trap his bishop. Because it's close to being trapped, but I don't think so. So secondly, I'm going to try for a passed pawn, or rather to queen. Well, we'll try this, but it might be the f pawn, but we'll try the e pawn. I don't think that's doing much. That seems to, yeah, it doesn't provide me with some. Okay, so let's look at f3. If he hits my knight, I can just queen. Right? So if he brings in his king, then I can take on g2. Although then he has bishop h2, and that's not looking good. So c3, king to the d file. I don't know. I mean, maybe I do just take bishop h2 and then I take on b3. It's looking good. I have another passed pawn there. Is there a way that I could push? And then e3? A little complicated though. Now, what if he takes? Oh, it's all too complicated for me. So yeah, so f3, gf, ef. I don't know. I don't know about any of that. But f3 is looking the most promising. My knight really seems pretty useless. So I almost have pants here. Okay, well, look at f3 again. That's looking the most, reasonable. So he either has to bring in the king, right? Or he has to take it. Taking might make the most sense. And then I recapture. And if he brings the king in somewhere, I can then take on g or b3. It's hard. This is hard. 1700. Another idea is, but I'm sure this isn't it, is knight d3 and then you block the bishop. Because if I got that in, then f3 is looking pretty damn dangerous, right? Because if he doesn't take my pawn, then I'm queening. Well, I guess maybe I'm not queening. He has bishop b5. But then I'm going to win the bishop. Yeah, so that's if I got this in. That would be a plan f3. And if he does take, I recapture. I don't know, because then I could also go after the h pawn. But this seems overly complicated, but it's a very reasonable plan. Very reasonable plan. Another idea, which I'm sure doesn't work, is taking on b3. Just to get his king farther away. But the problem is he can still just take. I think it might just be f3, and then we're going to take on b3. Because this pawn runs. I don't see it concretely, but that's my plan. If he brings in the king, same thing. I can even just take check. Like he can come in and do things, but then I don't know. I feel I'm better there. Yeah, and then I am going to take. I'm going to look at this with the engine after in case it ends too early. Yeah, it ends too early. Okay, so yeah, if he brings in the king, I'm going to take the pawn. Right? Same thing here. He can win this, but yeah, I don't really like that one. So I downvoted it. Okay, next up. Well, mate in one threat is usually a good idea. So I think the only defense is queen e5. And then I presume h7. He can't go here because of mate, so he has to take, and then we have a kill box. Yeah, and then rook h1 kill box. Or, sorry, well, you can sack, I guess. Okay, 34, king in the middle. We almost have like a 7 of 9. Although, let's look at it this way. He has one legal move. Right? Let me just make sure. Technically, he has 2 legal moves, but it doesn't make a difference. So check. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. King f4. You're going to fire the chicken. Don't fire the bird. The bird mate. So it's just a mate in 2. Or 3 if he's going to be stupid. Okay, 35. Equal material. Bishop, I think, might be trapped. He definitely gets compensation, but okay. I think geometry. I smell geometry. There might not be any geometry here. So can I survive with rook 1 e7? Is that the real question here? Is that the real question here? Can we survive that? Because he can't defend against it. He would have to mate us. Okay, so rook 1 e7. He has 3 checks. I don't know if rook f2 would do it. I can probably just go queen f2 and be safe. Still scary though, but he can give a check on c1, king g2, and we're fine, I think. If he goes queen c1 check instead, well, king g2, and that's that. If he goes rook c1, king g2, and that's that. So I'm going for it. Well, yeah, king g2. Oh, that's interesting, but I think we just take. He has 2 checks here, reasonable checks. Queen c1, king g2, and that's that. If knight e2, king g2 into that, and that's that. Okay. 39 minutes in. I've been doing these slow. This is my first attempt still. Okay. So we're threatening mate with knight almost anywhere. And we're threatening a fork. So knight c4 is looking good. And I think we're just going for the fork. Okay, weird. 3 to go. Can I survive here? We are black. So we need to make a fork. Can we do that? Do we have mined squares? How about this check? That's looking interesting. I don't know what my other rook is ever going to, how it's going to. Oh, there is a fork. Invisible fork. This is a fork right here. And he doesn't have checks. Yeah, I don't think it's anything else. And then we take 39. Rook d1 is interesting, but can you take with the queen though? What about this? Queen f3. Light square infiltration. And if you run the g pawn, we have queen h3, mate. Looks good. I'm playing it. Last one. Good. We're not in check. There's a woodpecker idea. Can I do it here? Queen f7. No, I might want to control this check. So how about this? Queen f5. This is woodpecker. They're a similar puzzle in woodpecker. The thing is, I'm not threatening anything though. Well, I'm threatening mate, but he can just. I'm not threatening. I'm not threatening much. He might just have rook g8. So maybe that's not it. So maybe it's just rook c8. Rook c8. Can you bring the queen back? No, then I take. So maybe it's rook c8. Yeah, it's still kind of scary because he might be. I think it's rook c8. And then we take. I'm going to be careful though. I don't want to. I don't want to screw this up. Okay, I did it. Took me a while though. 44 minutes. I'll get one wrong on purpose now. Okay. Hello, Chinta. Okay, time for a game. We're going to try the bird. Uh-oh. We're trying the bird against a 2255. Why are we doing such things? I don't know how to play the bird. I don't know how to play the bird. So, like, should I mean, this is more the Ravens way to play. Or I could play it like a reverse Dutch. let's try. I haven't even read Raven's Course, but yeah, and then just get the center. Can I do this? Is there a rush? I don't think. Well, I don't know if there's a rush. Maybe there is a rush because there's c5, but I'm just going to castle. And then, since I played c4, I am going to play d4. Do I want to do it right away? I don't know, but I am going to do it. And I think we have a nice center. So I might have knight e5. He might just move his knight, and then I don't know what I'm doing. Do I want to grab more space? Or do I want to just develop? I have no idea what I want. Okay, let's just develop. This... Okay, I'm burning a lot of time here, though. Oh, he wants bishop f8 is what he wants. Do I have e4 in some cases? e4 takes knight g5. That's getting a bit fancy. Okay, this is probably wrong. I should probably be playing knight e5. Okay, let's do that then. But I might have had e4. E4, I might have had an e4 knight g5. The problem with playing a new opening, especially one as crazy as the bird, it's going to take me years and years to become familiar with everything. Like the structure, everything is so different. My opponent disconnected here. Megalodon, 1-year-old account. 15 viewers. So hello, viewers. Now, it'll be bittersweet if he disconnects. We'll have a win with the bird, but I didn't earn it. But he might not like the position. He might have disconnected on purpose. Okay, the bird wins again. So we'll look at this with the engine, and let's look it up in CPT, which I barely have deep. Here we go. So what did he do? I already forgot. He played e6. I don't even have e6 in there. So we'll run that. Actually, let me do one more line. So I'll run that for 2 hours. So don't mind me. And then go back here. Okay, so looking at it without the engine first. Now, so again, this is, I'm torn on this. Like, the reason I switched to playing the bird is I like the idea of having a Dutch a tempo up. And so you can play it like a reverse Dutch, a tempo up. And in a lot of ways that would make a lot of pragmatic sense because actually I'm just going to close my windows because I think my neighbors can hear me. I don't want to bother them. Because then I only need to learn one repertoire, essentially. I just need to learn the Dutch, and then I can apply it to the bird and just be like a tempo up everywhere. But I've been watching videos from Grandmaster Raven Sturt, who wrote the Chessable course on the bird, which I don't have, and he often plays c4, like c4, d4, and he gets a really strong center. So he doesn't really play it. Sometimes he plays it like a reverse Dutch, but he kind of plays a whole different system where, again, he gets a very strong center. And I haven't seen it yet. Again, I don't have the course, but in a lot of lines, he goes rook g1, rook g1, g4, g5. So he plays a kind of some different ideas. So in this game, I played c4 is what I'm trying to say. I was torn between classical and c4. It's a very tough decision for me on how I want to pursue that in the future. But I kind of like the idea of the very big center, because it's like we're going to get a normal white center plus f4, and you get the knight under f4. Okay. I considered d4 here, but I didn't want to delay castling. And then so I got d4 in. Yeah, I was considering e4, and then knight g5. It's probably fine. It's probably good, but it's a little scary to play. So I just plopped the knight there, and then he gave up because it's too overpowered. So let's look at that with the engine now. And you know what? Even though my opponent disconnected and it wasn't like a legitimate win, by the way, I did play well. Like, I made no inaccuracies, and white's better. So, I mean, this is a 2255 rated player, and the bird, it doesn't matter if it starts off at equals, right? Already white is better on move 9. But what I was going back on my thought is, even though I didn't earn the win, I don't feel bad about getting the points, because I was still brave enough to play the bird, an opening I don't know yet, I barely know it, against a 2255, right? So I get brownie points for that. But yeah, starting from the beginning. So first of all, the c4 move, and you guys can see it there, but the eval here is minus 0.2. So white is still even fighting for full equality here. But yeah, c4, you can play anything here. b3, c4, bishop e2, everything is fine. And played c4, c6. Yeah, I played bishop e2. I was considering d4 here. What does it think about that? It's okay, but then there's c5, and that's annoying to me. I don't want to do that. Then isn't that kind of like a queen's gambit now? I don't want to get into that territory. I don't want to get in it because I don't know Queen's Gambit at all. Although I will say, the very first opening, like, I used to play Queen's Gambit declined, believe it or not. That's what I used to play against d4. Not for very long though. I did that for like maybe, I don't even know how long. Maybe a year. Then I switched to Nimzo for like 5 years, and then I switched to the Dutch about a little over a year ago, I think. Okay, so bishop e2. b3 is a suggestion, knight c3. But you can play anything here. Even a4, apparently. I don't know what the Desprez Kadaz opening is. Sounds Klingon. What are those sisters? Those Klingon sisters in The next generation. What were those called? Anyways, bishop e2. And yeah, castled. Then I played d4. Interesting. Knight e5 is a suggestion because you open up the f file if he takes. Wait, if knight e5, knight d7, what are we doing? Then d4. So it'll just kind of transpose. H4 and move 1? It's not that bad. Like, Grob is much worse. Okay, so this was all fine. And then rook e8 was apparently weak. Now, computer's suggesting c5, but knight e5 is just right below it. It's 10 cent upon delta. Now they're equal. Yeah, so so I played it okay. So the better moves for black here were c5. Again, okay, honestly, I don't know if I want to play c4 because I don't like this c5. Like I don't want this position. I don't. That's not what I want. But maybe I could have avoided it in other ways. Like maybe I don't have to play d4 or knight c3. I don't know. I don't like the c5. I really don't. That's just not my style. So maybe I don't want c4. Maybe I can't do that course by Raven and just play bishop e2. Play it truly like a reverse Dutch. Okay, I'm going to play another game. I'll analyze the opening on my own time because that's what I do. Another 2250. Now this one is 6 months old. I don't know if I want to play this one. He has wins over 2400s. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to play him. Now 6 months isn't too new, but I don't know. I don't want to. It's still pretty new. Okay. Let's play this. Is it Russia or Bulgaria? Russia. Oh shit! I played e4. I meant to play the bird. It's muscle memory. It's muscle memory. God, it feels like I don't remember how to play e4. Okay, chat's going. I'm just going to minimize chat because it's distracting me. So we're going to go into theory land in this dragon. I'm so slow at remembering the dragon. Did I do this right? Yeah, and then it's bishop d4, I think. And then e5. I think. Wait, no. Wait. I did something. Did I do something wrong? No, I didn't. I didn't, but no, never mind. Okay. Yeah. And then bishop c5. Oh, it's hard switching openings. And then, but we don't take the rook, depending on what he does. Yeah, so, sometimes you take the rook, but the idea is you don't take it because of queen takes, and then there's bishop h6 threats, and his pieces are just very active for the exchange. But I can't remember if it's when the bishop goes to e6. It might be against a different move. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, queen f8, because that might be okay. Anyways, I think it's knight e4. Yeah, I can't remember in this case, but yeah, so knight e4. And then there's something about, there's some subtlety, and I have notes on it. We're move 14 into theory, so I'm racking my brain. There's subtleties here where if f5, you have knight g5, but only in certain situations. And I have trouble remembering. Yeah, so this, I don't think that's right. But I think knight g5 is only to do with f5. Okay, so I might have bishop c4. I don't know. So do I go knight g5? Is rook b2 a move? Probably not. I can probably take it, right? The discovery is not so bad. I can just move the king back or play c3. So I don't think there's rook b2. Bishop h6. I don't like that. Okay. I just can't remember the theory. And I don't think I want this yet. Or can I take it now? No. Still too scared. So maybe bishop c4. Does he have a discovery on it? Okay, I'm going to go bishop c4. So I think this is still theory. But look how much time I burned. Out of liquid. Yeah, so if f5 now, I'm still trying to remember what this. There's situations where you can play knight g5. Well, oh, here I can take the bishop, right? No, no, never mind. Sorry. If he goes f5, knight g5, then if bishop h6, I think I can actually go h5. I think you can actually do that. But I still forget. There's still conditions. I need to review those. Yeah. So f5. I think I can go knight g5. And then what about bishop f6? I might be able to take. Oh, he takes with check though. Wait, what am I talking about? F5. Knight g5, bishop f6. Yeah, it takes. Yeah, I can just take. So, okay, I don't know. That seems. I don't know if that's right because I might take now because he spent a tempo to make this happen. I could also hit the queen. Where does he go? Let's say he goes to c7. That doesn't really help me. Could go bishop b3. I don't know if I should have an opportunity to take the rook though. He's really tempting me on that. Okay, I'm going to take it here. And then bishop b3. I think in the other lines, like when I could have taken it before, I don't think my bishop was on c4. But now that it is, it might. I mean, black's still extremely dangerous. So it takes that way. That seems. I don't know. Is that right? I can take here and then trade. I guess you could take with the pawn. I can still go check though. And then take. Oh, I don't know. That's risky. That's risky. Bing bang check. Bing bang boom bang. Looks good though. And if he goes bang, bing, bang, boom, doesn't have to recapture. I'm aware of that, and that's where it is dangerous for me. Like he could attack me again. I don't think I quite like that. It's a little too dangerous. Can I bring in the queen? His bishop's too good. Dark squared bishop. Maybe I just defend this. Okay, let's get that defended. Then he might start rolling. Yeah, black's very dangerous here. So maybe I go h4, h5. He's got h5. I might have g4. Okay. I'm going to start with g4. I got to watch out for this all the time. Well, now I have g5 if he does it. Yeah, okay. I think we can go here. Oh, he gets this. a4, knight b4. And then check. So bing, bang. Now I could maybe just take it. Can I do that? Bishop b4 is dangerous. That might be the end of it. Because I think I just lose a queen here now. Yeah, couldn't remember the theory. I want to go straight to the engine on that one. So I made a big blunder here. So first of all, I'm curious. So, yeah, so I was right not to take. Yeah, so rook b8, bishop c4. So this was all good. Queen c8. Yeah, queen c8 was a blunder. I felt this was weird. And I was right. Yeah, I was right to take because I got bishop c4 in. So I played very well here. It burned. I was already down to 3.5 minutes though, which is crazy because I only played like 1 or 2 moves on my own here. The rest was all theory. This was a little too slow. Bishop b3. It actually does want to do this. I was considering it. Although no, now it's saying, never mind. No, it likes my move, but the top move is h4 or take it. It's bouncing around, but this was good. I spent so long on this, but it still looked scary. And then I wasn't sure like if he doesn't recapture. This looked like it could go very wrong. Something like this. You know. That's scary. I think I made the right decision to not play this because this is too dangerous. I think I played very well. I just got outplayed. So h4 was better. This was, I guess, too slow, but it was still better. And it wants to go c4 now. Or h4. Yeah, he played. So this allows a5. This is just too slow, I guess. Why is this any better? Yeah, I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. That makes 0 sense to me. So, I don't know. This was a tough. I don't really understand this. And then I was considering a4. That was the first thing that came to mind. But then I got scared of knight b4. But queen c3. And we're better. But who's playing queen c3? So we're just defending the bishop that way? Oh, man. Queen c3. I guess that solves everything, but that's weird. I mean, here we have b3 after, I think. Whoops. And then b3. I guess there's other moves as well. Actually, no, this is a blunder. We lose the queen. Then it just wants to keep attacking. I don't know. Queen c3 is kind of weird. So a4, and then we had queen c3. This was the blunder I made. Queen takes a5. Yeah, because the bishop before, which I saw, but I had little time. I kind of had to. Well, that's not really true. I mean, this was just a blunder. I can't make an excuse for it. So any other move, I would have been okay. But I'm a little surprised, like in this position, that g4 is an inaccuracy. Like I don't fully understand that. I think his bishop is just too strong on f8 at the defender, so g4 is still too slow. But I don't understand why h4 is okay. You know, so and then he continues his attack somehow. I don't know. Is this a move? Again, we have queen c3, but let's say we don't play queen c3 because I want to see the point of h4. Wow, then we take on b. Then we keep attacking, and I guess we have enough here. Wait, sorry. No, it does want to take. My bad. And then take. This is a weird position. This is scary. I don't know. Prefer g4 instead of castles. I don't know. I've always just castled. Is g4 good? I'm sure they all have their pros and cons. I don't know. I'll stick to what I played. But yeah, he just played better. Knew his theory more. The Russians are strong. RCF rating 1500. Oh, he was 2200 and then he dropped a little bit over the past few months. Must be a kid because he was 1100 like a few years ago. Yeah, this has to be a kid. Yeah, rating just goes up. It's 100% a kid. Okay. Didn't it seem a bit suspicious? Honestly, I like to accuse people, but I actually don't. I'm not really suspicious of this guy. So because that was almost all theory, right? Like up to, I think it was up to here, and then he deviated. Although I guess technically this is still. Let's see the master's database. Well, rook b8 is not so common, so he might have been out of book around move 14. Yeah, because this is a slight inaccuracy. But his moves are all although I thought this was strange, a little strange, because I thought queen takes is normally the idea, so that you have this. And the queen can attack here. I thought that, but I guess you can take with the bishop too. But his moves were not, I mean, they were all pretty, like, obvious, or, you know, because my queen looks like it's trapped, so he traps it. But yeah, queen e7 though was a little accurate. It was a little accurate, but he had time. That was the only move that was like slightly suspicious, but only, I mean, I'm not really suspicious. He has enough games that I'm not really suspicious. His account is 3 years old. He has 1,700 games on Rapid. If I wanted to be suspicious, then I would say it's a little weird that his rating just goes up over time. But if it's a kid, the rating will go up over time. And how quickly he played the opening. But yeah, seriously, I'm actually not that suspicious. Okay, anyways, I'm going to end it there. Not the longest stream today, but I had a busy day and I'm tired and I lost this game and I'm not happy about that. But no buts. Yeah, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good night. See you next time.